Alright guys, welcome back to Our World Outdoors, and today we're going to be working on another dehydrating video. This one's going to be the basis to top on top of other things. We're going to make our take on a trail chicken parm. Now, this is real basic. Tried to make it as simple and cheap as possible. We're not going to deal with the noodles on this end. You would either be using couscous noodles, or you would be using like ramen noodles, which was your idea, and not having the chicken packet with it. Now, that said, you could eat this just the way it is. So,
or you can rehydrate it, put it on top of mashed potatoes.
Yeah, there's a million things you could do with it. We just basically will probably eat it like this or with couscous, one of the two. So, we're going to start out with 2 pounds, and you weigh it after it's all cooked, of chicken. Now, chicken breast is what we use. It doesn't matter what you use whatever you want, whatever's cheap. I know you can sometimes get chicken thighs for like $1 a pound. So you want to take it, cook it in a slow cooker till it's completely done. Pour the water off of it, throw it in like a blender, a food processor, whatever you can. If nothing else,
as small as possible.
Chop it up with a knife if you have to, shred it and chop it up with a knife, whatever you have to do. Get it as small as possible. That's the key to doing this fast. Alright, next you're going to need a spaghetti sauce of your choosing. We're going to use 3 cheese because we want this cheesy. So, we're going to just take some of this and pour it in and let my wife slowly try and stir that mess up. We're going to leave half of it though. I just want her to get some moisture on the chicken first. Now this is going to be as shelf stable as we can possibly make it. Nothing is truly shelf stable unless it's like freeze dried, and it's still got to be certain things. There's not much fat and oils in this, so you're going to be okay.
It should dehydrate really well.
Yeah, it should be pretty easy. Okay, so now she's got it basically mixed. So now we're going to take 3/4 of a cup of like grated toppings, what they call it. It's supposed to be like wannabe Parmesan cheese for like spaghetti and stuff. So we're going to put that in. So she'll mix that in a little bit, and then I will start to add the rest of the spaghetti sauce. This is extremely cost effective as well and very calorie dense, because this is like $1 at Dollar Tree. Then you can go get your grated Parmesan topping for $1 at Dollar Tree, and you're not even using like a third of the actual bottle.
And a pack of chicken.
And a pack of chicken, yep. So you're probably looking at, like, depending upon what kind of chicken you use, anywhere from $5 to $9 to make this. And this will make a lot. Just so you know, this will make a lot.
Alrighty.
Alright, looks good. So the next step is we got to get the dehydrator over here, and we'll start loading.
Grab that.
Alright, we're going to put this away because we're going to wash it out. Just so you guys know, that's the Parmesan topping we're talking about. It's just grated topping, it's fake Parmesan cheese. So we've covered our trays with the parchment paper. Here's the consistency of what we're working with. It's kind of soupy. So we just take some, see, this is why I'm not allowed to spread stuff on trays, because I make a mess. You want to spread it out somewhat thin. I am making a huge mess. I am not allowed to play with spreading stuff out. So that will go on that one. This will make about 2 to 3 trays worth. If you have a round one, it's going to easily make 3 trays worth. On our square one here, which is our Sung Life, you're probably looking at 2 full trays. And as you guys can see, my wife does certain things a lot better than I do. Now, the sauce we have has big chunks of tomatoes in it. That won't hurt anything. So if you get ones that like you want your sauce to have mushrooms or something, it won't hurt anything.
They'll just dehydrate right up with everything else.
Yep.
Alrighty.
All right, there's that one. I'll grab my wife her next one. She can put the rest of it on it. See that, guys? That's a professional. My wife's a professional. Can you tell we do a lot of dehydrating and I make her spread it all?
We like our dehydrated meals because we know what goes into them.
Yep. Yeah, put some more on there. It'll fit.
Really?
It'll fit.
See this?
I'm messing up her nice
He's
work.
really good in the kitchen normally.
I am good in the kitchen. I'm just not good at spreading things out. That's your job. So,
This kind of has the consistency of
pate. This is exactly the consistency of cat food or pate.
well, I was thinking more of like
Tuna?
No, the meat that comes like Viennese sausages, but not Viennese.
Spam.
Potted meat.
Potted meat. Okay.
It's like the exact same consistency of potted meat,
So it's like basically she's icing a cake right now.
but much better.
And we probably could put this over 3 trays and get away with it. Hey, what are you throwing stuff at me for? Fix that. Look what you did.
That was already pretty.
Alright, that's kind of thick, so that's going to take a while. That's okay, because I'm being lazy. I don't want to put a 3rd tray on.
But we do probably need to make a hole in the middle.
Ours has a hole in the middle, and if you make a hole in it,
The heat gets up through it better.
that'll be good enough. It'll come through the parchment paper.
Wow.
Boom. Done.
It's on its way to the dehydrator.
So we stack up our trays, make sure they're lined up and sealed good, which they are now. Put our lid on, and we're ready to plug it in. Hit the power button and turn it on and run it. We'll let you guys know in the morning because we made these really thick, so it's probably going to take longer than normal dehydrate. And most normal, like especially like Nesco dehydrators where they get real hot, you're probably talking 10, maybe 12 hours when spread out correctly. When you pile it up like this and you're like making it like a giant peanut butter and jelly sandwich, it's probably going to take a little longer. So we'll let you know in the morning how long it took on ours. But we're just going to turn it on and go to bed, and we'll get back with you when it's done. Alright guys, and we're back. So, dehydrator just shut off on its own, which means it's finished its 12-hour cycle. Now, had I put this material on 3 trays instead of 2, it probably would have been done in, 9 or 10 hours. But when you get into the bigger models with the flat trays, you don't want to overload them because it'll get done a lot faster if not, but that's okay. It still worked just fine, just took 2 more hours than it probably would have. That said, what we have here is it has completely dehydrated a chunk, and I was able to flip it upside down. Break a big chunk off here. Okay, so just basically big chunk. We'll take a big old bag here. Now, you may have noticed we broke our cardinal rule on this one. We didn't over season any. There's a reason for that. I actually made this because on some upcoming trips I'd like to take some of my granddaughters or grandsons or some of the kids out with me. This gives them something that they can eat that won't upset their bellies. So we made this batch kind of bland. If we want something added to it, we'll add it in with the noodles or whatever we add in with it on our end. But for them, you take some chicken ramen, the seasoning packet that comes with that, mixed with some of this, it'd be fun. Had I been making this for myself, the first thing I would have put in it was some garlic, some onion powder, crushed red peppers would probably be on top of my list. I know that sounds kind of weird, but with this flavor combo, that would really make it pop. It is very muted right now, obviously, because when you dehydrate anything, you got to over season because the flavors don't come out as potent when you rehydrate, if not. That said, buying a higher quality spaghetti sauce would probably go far to helping that, honestly. So I'm going to bust it all up into smaller pieces for fast rehydration. I'm not going to make you guys watch that, but you get the idea. Just busting it up into chunks, that way it'll rehydrate faster. Rehydrate time. Busting it up in chunks probably smaller than like Wheaties, around a little bit bigger than Cheerios size. You're probably going to be able to rehydrate in about 15 to 20 minutes with good hot boiling water. Possibly longer in cold temperatures. Now I have rehydrated some, as we always do. The thing about this is it's going to look kind of weird. Kind of like our General Tso's chicken does. It looks just like processed potted meat. But it tastes really good. Just real bland. You can taste the flavors, but they're muted in the back. Like on the aftertaste, that's where all the flavor is. So like I said, you definitely would want to season this on the front end when you're mixing it all up before you put it in, and go heavy on your seasoning. I mean, you really can't go wrong with heavy seasoning. It is still cheesy though. It's that very, if you like that grated topping on your spaghetti, that wannabe Parmesan, you'll like this. But I get to put all this stuff away, but my grandkids will enjoy this. And I'll know that they're getting more than just empty noodles for nutrition out on the trail. And I don't have to worry about all of the preservatives and such that are in things like potted meat or Spam and stuff like that. I kind of try to do as much as I possibly can. We don't live in a perfect world, guys. So if that's what you have to give your kids, your grandkids out on the trail, you know, you got to do it. You know, get them out in the outdoors. They'll be okay. But this is kind of a way I can prepare for taking them out on trips and having things for them to eat that I can just go grab in the freezer quickly. Grab some out, put it with some noodles or with some couscous or whatever, and they have a nice thing to eat out on the trail. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't already, please take a moment, go down below, hit that subscribe, and the notifications bell. That way you can see all of our upcoming videos, because it's getting warmer. It's still winter, but it's getting warmer. It's kicking back and forth trying to come to spring. And we are ready for it. And we're going to be going out in all kinds of places, and we're going to be taking you guys with us. So until next time, I'm Tony, and we'll see ya.